Like all same events.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't there going to be
Posters and doing all these things.
Oh, yeah. It's a great day. A whole new mall.
Thank you very much. You have to shake your hands with me.
Making sure there's no ring there. We're all in seats. Maybe I'll start saying hi.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me? All right. Just there.
Oh, yeah?
Morning. I want to invite everyone to come over in the shade if you can find a spot. Shady over here, sunny over there, up to you. But good morning. This is such an exciting. Come on over. We'll give you a minute.
Mine, you're.
It's all right. Get a tan. All right. You do you.
I want one of these, and I want it.
Join me in the front row.
Just this, and then. On your way? Yeah. Oh no, you're good. You're good. I'm talking to you. You're good.
I know.
I know.
So also, I need to take pictures. So I can just
Let's switch.
Okay.
All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. This is such an exciting day for the Valley as we begin this new mode of service aboard Streetcar today. You know, we're ready to open this. This is our first modern streetcar in the Valley, of course. Today we start travel across 3 miles of track, serving 14 stations, each of them unique, each of them carrying with them their own identity and their own public art. And the streetcar also marks an exciting new first for the Valley. This is actually our first hybrid rail vehicle. So that means that these streetcars can operate both on wire and off wire. So here in Tempe, that means we're preserving the beautiful tree canopy and aesthetic along Mill Avenue while we operate off wire without the overhead wires. Looking ahead to the future, this also gives us more opportunities in terms of where we can take the streetcar for future expansion. So, City of Tempe, I congratulate you on this historic achievement. We have quite the contingent of wonderful partners here to celebrate with us today. So I'd like to give a special welcome to Federal Transit Administrator Region 9, Ray Tellis. From the Office of U.S. Senator Crispin Sinema, Inder Gunula. From Senator Mark Kelly's office, Luis Heredia. Also from Senator Kelly's office, Amy Love. And Ken Garcia joins us from the office of U.S. Congressman Ruben Gallego. And representing state of Arizona, we have State Representative Melody Hernandez. Representative Hernandez represents Tempe here as well as West Mesa, where we might go next. From Maricopa County, we have Supervisor and Valley Metro RPTA Board Member Jack Sellers. From the City of Tempe, of course, we have Mayor Corey Woods. Vice Mayor Randy Keating. Councilmember and Valley Metro RPTA and Valley Metro Rail Board Member Robin Arredondo Savage. Councilmember Doreen Garland. Councilmember Lawrence Ruby. Councilmember Joe Navarro. Councilmember-elect Bernetta Hodge. Former Mayor of Tempe, Mark Mitchell. Former Mayor Neil Giuliano. Former Councilmember Don Casano. And former Councilmember Shauna Ellis. From the City of Mesa, we have Councilmember and Valley Metro RPTA and Valley Metro Rail Chair, Francisco Heredia. Vice Mayor Jen Councilmember David Luna, Councilmember Julie Spilsbury, former Mesa Mayor and most notably recent Pass Valley Metro CEO Scott Smith. For the town of Gilbert, we have our Mayor Bridget Peterson, who's also Valley Metro Parking Today member. City of Goodyear, we have Councilmember Bill Stipp, also our PTA board member. Thank you so much for that. And from the City of Phoenix, we have Councilmember Ann O'Brien. My apologies for anyone I may have forgotten, and welcome to all of you who have come out to celebrate this wonderful event. You know, this day has been anticipated for many years. Design began back in 2016, construction began in 2018, but the planning and the vision for the streetcar began many years before that. It took an entire community and a contingent of strong visionary leaders to make this happen today. This project was built thanks to federal funding through the Federal Transit Administration, local funds from the city of Tempe, and regional funds, but also notably a unique public-private partnership without which we would not have the streetcar today. So thank you, and I congratulate you as a community for coming together to make this happen. Speaking of strong partnership, I would like to invite a very special guest, FTA Region 9 Administrator Ray Tellis, to the podium to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Jessica. I only have one page, but it's double-sided and small print, so bear with me. But it's an important occasion, and I best say as much as I can because we have all of you here for the opening. So again, I'm Ray Tellis. I'm the Regional Administrator for FTA's Region 9. FTA is the Federal Transit Administration, one of the many modes, the Department of Transportation, that oversees transit and public transportation nationwide. On behalf of FTA Administrator Julia Fernandez, she brings her apologies, conveys her apologies that she couldn't be here in person, but certainly on her behalf, I am privileged to congratulate you, Jessica, and the entire team. I know how much work goes into a project like this, and I want to congratulate you for that launch that you're going to do in a few minutes from now here today. The Tempe Streetcar will deliver a host of benefits over the 3 miles of track, and the important thing is it'll connect Tempe and Arizona State University to fast, convenient, car-free options for nearly 55,000 students at the main campus, and not to mention staff, visitors, and others that live and work around Tempe. So it is a remarkable project in itself. And with easy transfers, it connects to the Phoenix light rail system, and then to the airport, and on to wherever your destination might take you. So it is a remarkable project in itself for its size because of the connectivity. And I heard for the first time this morning you're planning the extension to Mesa and areas beyond that. So kudos. And that's what Administrator Fernandez likes to see, is the connectivity that transit brings us, and certainly the level playing field, right, for people with disabilities, and people that require that mobility, people that are dependent on transit. It is the unique the project or the program or the system that makes things a level playing field. So I'm pleased that the Department of Transportation contributed towards the project $75 million under our Capital Investment Grants Program, that is our large capital building program. Many of the Phoenix systems, light rail systems, are funded under that program as well. And so we look forward to bringing more money to the Phoenix area. To that extent, we have placed a person here in Phoenix to support the growing program. And certainly out of the Rescue Plan Act, which was to counter the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, President Biden provided an additional $17 million for the streetcar That's $108 billion over the next 5 years. It is truly remarkable. So indeed, over the next few years, we're going to be providing $23 billion just for the capital program for you guys to build as much as you can. I know about the projects underway in Phoenix, the capital and the I-10 corridor, as well as 2 projects under construction. Until today, I said 3 projects under construction, but this one is done, so that's fantastic. So it does take a lot of years to get a project done, and a lot of partnerships. I want to recognize Mayor Woods, his team, Councilman Member Heredia, and others, many others, that have worked tirelessly to bring this project to fruition and completion. I just met Mayor Mark, and I'm pleased for his contributions at the inception of this project. And as I close out here, I want to say that Valley Metro and the entire region will dearly miss Scott Smith, a good friend, a friend of transit, and a friend of FTA. Scott, you and your team have done incredible work here over several major transit projects. I have listed and talked about them in the Phoenix area or in the recent past. And I know you said, and you say often, that when you took the job as the former CEO and when you were CEO at Valley Metro, you took it for a short duration and then you stayed. You could never go past your welcome here. I hope something brings us where our paths cross in the future, Scott. Nuria conveys her congratulations on your retirement, and certainly we'll miss you as a champion of transit here. And I don't think you're going far, so we will have you around. Congratulations, Jessica, for taking on the leadership at Valley Metro. And it's such an important time for not only this area, but for the country as we are stepping up and building more and more transit to support people in the mobility I talk about. So I look forward to working with you, Jessica, on what's next for Tempe and the entire Valley of the Sun. So I appreciate the opportunity. I'm privileged that, in a sense, Nuria couldn't make it this morning, so I get to be on camera and newspaper articles. But in sincereness from our Secretary Pete, Nuria Fernandez, this is a remarkable day. And Becky, it's good to see you. Arizona Transit Association, supporting transit in the region. Thank you for the privilege.
Well, Mr. Tellis, thank you. Now I would like to introduce a man who really needs no introduction in this community, Tempe Mayor Corey Woods, to share a few words with us.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is a great day in the city of Tempe and frankly for our entire region. And I'm so glad that we were able to get a lot of you out of the sun, but if some of you want to keep kind of drifting over, I feel bad that let's try to get over to the shade here. So, but I wanted to first say, Jessica mentioned that streetcar construction started back in 2018. But you all know you don't just come up with an idea and see it immediately come to fruition. Streetcar has been a vision in the city of Tempe for more than a decade. It dates back to the days of planning for the original 20-mile light rail line. And we're already looking at ways to leverage this regional investment by fortifying high-capacity transit corridors. This early work identified streetcar as a potential mode that would complement Tempe's very unique portfolio of transit solutions. We are a leader in the region when it comes to our commitment and investment in transit. We were early adopters of dedicated transit funding, passing our voter-approved half-cent sales tax all the way back in 1996. We have the highest ridership per capita in the entire state of Arizona, with pre-pandemic levels at almost 9 million boardings. Throughout our entire city, we have transit access within every half mile. This is not a community with transit deserts. We want to make sure that anyone who wants to get around, whether it's by single-use automobile or bus rapid transit, light rail, and now streetcar, can get around in our community. And as new developments are proposed, we're proactively reserving transit easements for future streetcar expansions. We also have a strong transit-oriented design code that supports developments that encourage transit access and use. Tempe already has the highest density in the state, and it's expected to increase rapidly in the coming years. And that's why it's critical that we continue building for our future. This is why the Tempe streetcar is so important to us. And as I mentioned, it's been a long road to get to this day. And I want to thank our Tempe community, residents, students, employees, and visitors for their patience during the construction. While construction committee times will be challenging, I think everyone standing here can agree the end result is definitely worth it. I want to take a couple of quick minutes though, just a little personal point of privilege before I sit down and get back to the rest of the program, and just to thank a few people. Former Councilmember Shanna Ellis. I remember when this project first started, you were the person who was the visionary in bringing the streetcar to the city of Tempe, and it was not easy. I know that many times you encountered people who were naysayers and didn't believe in the ability to have something like this and couldn't see exactly what it would do, not just for Tempe, but for the entire region. And you saw that from the very beginning, and you persevered through all of it. And I can tell you, we would not be standing here today if not for your leadership. So thank you. To Councilmember Robin Arredondo Savage, who is our rep on Valley Metro Rail. She has done such an incredible job of her stewardship of all of Tempe's transit options and really kind of bringing this home. I know how many times you were at Valley Metro meetings and how many hours you spend preparing and attending meetings to make sure that the city of Tempe is always exceptionally represented. And you really brought this project home. And I'm telling you, Councilmember Arredondo Savage is leading our council on June 30th, but this is a heck of a way to go out by bringing this to Tempe. So thank you again for your service. And I just want to say to all of our former mayors, Congressman Harry Mitchell, who was mayor when we first started talking, well, he was Congress when we first started talking about the streetcar, but he was mayor of this great city for 16 years. And I wanted to thank him for all of his support. To Mayor Neil Giuliano, we have the town lake because of you. We have a lot of the development of the things you see in the downtown because of the vision of Neil Giuliano and all of the groundwork and the foundation that he laid for people like myself. I think about former Mayor Hugh Hallman, who spent a lot of time helping me out when I first got on council and was trying to understand transit and how all of it worked. He was frankly an invaluable resource in my education process, and I can't thank him enough for his service and dedication. And to Mayor Mark Mitchell, when this project first started, you've been a champion and you've been such a huge supporter. I know I talked about this when we were first unveiling everything a few weeks back, but Mayor Mitchell has been such a huge advocate for the city of Tempe and for transit options and always forward thinking. And so I just can't thank him enough for all of his service and everything he's done for our great community. I say all of that to say the reality is it's wonderful to have the opportunity to be the mayor when something like this opens up. But when you're mayor, you don't do anything alone. You have an incredible staff, you've got incredible council members, you have the council members and mayors who came before you that laid the foundation, that created this opportunity. And I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of them for their patience and their vision and their perseverance. Without all of you, we would not be standing here today celebrating this huge accomplishment. And before I turn it over to Jessica again, I just wanted to say before I sit down, and I've been waiting to say this for quite some time, the streetcar is officially on track. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mayor Woods. And now I would like to introduce another key individual to speak. Valley Metro Rail and Valley Metro RPTA's board and Mesa Council member, Chair Francisco Heredia.
Thank you, Jessica, and it's a wonderful day here in Tempe and across the region. I think it's an important opportunity to recognize this because of what this means as we add more options for our residents, not only in Tempe, but across Phoenix, Mesa, and the overall region. Opening the first modern streetcar is an important step for us to add those options, like I mentioned, for employment purposes, for educational purposes, for our residents to travel to cultural destination spots. All these things are what makes a vibrant system an important system for the people that live in the system. So for us, we're really excited at Valley Metro to be able to have this opening finally being accomplished today. For us, again, the opportunity that we have here in the region, as we encountered last year, we had over 60,000 people move to Maricopa County, and that growth is not going to stop. That's only going to continue as being one of the fastest growing counties in the country. And so it is clear that we need to expand and keep on growing our system because of the current demands and the future demands that the system will have for the people that live in here. So we're in Mesa, we're envious of Tempe having this started, but we hope to continue this. So this is a starting point. Right now we have a transit-oriented development plan that we have in the city of Mesa to take streetcar over to West Mesa, to our Cub Stadium, to Riverview, hopefully to Mesa Community College, and campus there. So our hope is to expand the system and provide those options to other parts of our region for our residents to enjoy. And so on behalf of Valley Metro Rail, Valley Metro RPTA, we congratulate everybody in Tempe, the Mayor Woods and the council members, and the Valley Metro Board on this success, and we hope to work and continue to work collaboratively in expanding the system for everybody that lives here in the region. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Chair Heredia. Now we are almost ready for the moment we have all been waiting for, the beginning of passenger service aboard the streetcar in Tempe. Before we cut that ribbon, though, there are a few colleagues and partners that I'd like to thank. First, our collective project team. That's the staff of the city of Mesa. And I want to recognize the Valley Metro team for the work that you have done, planning, designing, constructing, and preparing for the operation of this service. Valley Metro team, bravo. Well done. I also want to thank the firm's design, the project design firm Stantec. Our builder for this project is Stacy Whitbeck. And I mentioned that each of those 14 stations has unique artwork, and I want to recognize the 4 art teams that are responsible for this beautiful work. And as you tour the system, I encourage you to hop off and check it out. So we have Bobby Zokaitis and Barbara Gregutis. I think both Bobby and Barbara are both here. As well as Ben Donovan, Simon Olmstead, and Mary Lucking. Okay, enough talking. It is finally time for the moment we have been waiting for. So now I want to invite our speakers, Tempe City Council, Valley Metro board members, former elected officials who have been involved in this important project. Please follow me here to the Moreno Heights Rio Salado Parkway stop so we can get this streetcar moving. So we're going to have the ribbon cutting team assemble for just a moment and take a ride on the streetcar, but not to worry, we have 2 cars here to provide passenger service for all of us. We have staff everywhere in yellow safety vests who are going to direct us to the ribbon cutting and opening. So please join us through the balloon gate across to the Rio Salado station.